100 members, whether you live in large state like Texas or California, a small state like Rhode Island, you enjoy equal representation. Every state has two senators. Now let's look to the left-hand side of the room. There is another door between two statues. That door leads you to the House side. We have 435 members of the House, and the more people live in your state, the more people your state sends to the House to represent you. So California has 52, and Alaska has 1. Okay, so Rwanda joins them both together. This is our ceremonial room. Ceremonies here. And the most famous ceremony that is normally taking place in Rwanda is known as Lying in State ceremony, and this ceremony most of the time happens when the president dies. So if a president dies, the current or former president casket with his body is traditionally placed in the middle of this room, and this allows ordinary people like you and me to come here and pay final respects. So the first president who lay in state in Rwanda was President Abraham Lincoln in 1865. The last president who laid in state in Rwanda was President George H.W. Bush, Bush Sr. 2018. Now I will guide you through the artwork. We will start from the very top. Let's move our eyes all the way towards the ceiling. Now, by the way, ceiling is 198 feet away from us. 198 feet. So, what you see on the ceiling is fresco. Apotheosis of George Washington. Apotheosis is a Greek word, and it means ascension to heaven as high as God's. So what you see from here is at the opening in the dome, you see blue sky, and then you see George Washington. He is the one wearing lavender color blanket on his lap. He is seated on a cloud like a god, flanked by 15 symbolic figures: victory, liberty, and the first 13 states. This fresco is painted in 1865 by Italian artist Constantino Miti. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please move your eyes from the ceiling down and stop right underneath the windows where you see the second fresco, the frieze of American history. Frieze looks more like a stone carving, but it's not. This is a fresco. The artist fools your eye by using a combination of light and shade, and he uses only 3 colors: brown, black, and white, and he creates impression as an artist called. This fresco started in 1878, finished only in 1953. It was 80 years, and 3 different artists consecutively paint the face of American history. Next, with our island the opposite side of the room is the explorer's side. So I will start with the man on the white horse, and I will go clockwise, covering all of them. So we start with Discovery of Mississippi River by Hernando de Soto. Hernando de Soto, going clockwise. Landing of Columbus. You see Christopher Columbus coming ashore in 73. Past the door is the location of Pilgrims, the first group of settlers in New England, founders of the city of Plymouth in Massachusetts. And then the 4th painting is Baptism. This side is American Revolution side, and it starts with the Declaration of Independence. The event took place on June 28, 1776 in Philadelphia. In the middle is known as device. Surrender of General Burgoyne, Battle of Saratoga, New York, turning point in the Revolutionary War, first major victory. Behind us is surrender of
There
the
you go.
last battle of the Revolutionary War, and closing the circle is resignation. General Washington in Annapolis, Maryland, George Washington resigns his commission, returns back to Mount Vernon to take care of his farm. 4 years after this event, George Washington will be elected the first president. Now, the third part, we'll talk about today's statues, but we will talk about statues in the next room, which is the National Statue Hall. After that, I will walk you through the rectangle, but I will walk you on the side opposite so that you can actually the opposite side is what it sounds like. How will you answer? You guys like it?
Yes.
All right, let's see how you like the next one. Help me, please.
I got off at like 11. I mean, we no, it's I usually go to bed at 9.
Here, as soon as you walk, there's this big photos on the side. On this side. I would prefer that you face the road, the walls. There are many more statues around the room, so people not missing it. Let's make a couple more steps to your right. To the other side. And now, your house representative. Yeah, we're going to do a better job. That's good. That's good. All right, so let's take a look around to notice the shape of the room. We are no longer in a circle. It's not square. It's only semicircular. So circular rooms are called rectangular. Semicircular rooms are called amphitheater or theater. We're too lazy to say long words, so we just truncate So the first theater is in ancient Greece and Rome, where talking where the shapes simply because there was no electricity, which means microphones. It was always a live show, and the only way you can hear a live show without microphones is if you have shape of the room like this. Doesn't make sense to you guys. You know what acoustics is, right? Okay. So No surprise that we chose this shape for the room of the House of Representatives. This is the historic old chamber of the House. House of Representatives moves here in 1807. The United States is still a very young nation. So how young? Today we have 46 presidents of the White House. In 1807, we still have our third president, Thomas Jefferson, at the White House. Today we have 50 states. In 1807, we have only 17. Today we have 435 members of the House of Representatives. In 1807, we have 107, and that's the size of the room. It's very small. Now the problem is that we do not stay that small for very long. In the 1850s, we already have 32 states. So now we have 7 representatives and we fit into this room. So what we do, we expand the Capitol. We go from this to this. We built the new chambers for the House and the new chambers for the Senate. If you guys walk outside and look at the Capitol building from the outside, you will clearly see that the end sections of the Capitol are much larger than the middle section of the Capitol. So those end sections of the Capitol are the current chambers of the House and the Senate. So in December 1857, House of Representatives moves down the hallway to their new chamber. They still work there today. Now this room becomes a walk-through room, so Congress decides to create their museum of statues. We call it the National Statuary Hall. In order to create this collection, Congress invites every state to contribute 2 statues each for display in the Capitol. This way, we can have lots of statues and we don't have to pay for any of them, which is very convenient. Everything is paid for by the states themselves. In order to encourage states to contribute artwork, Congress does not set any criteria whom you can bring, whom you cannot bring. Whoever is popular in your state is eligible as long as, number 1, unfortunately the person has to be dead. No matter how good you are, how popular you are, how handsome you are, you're still alive. God bless you, but your statue does not qualify. Number 2, you get to choose between more expensive marble or you can opt for less expensive bronze. Make sense?
And what about the white?
White statues are made of marble. It's a rock, and this is why they're more expensive. Dark statues of all shapes and colors, they are all bronze. Okay. So we easily collected all 100 statues because it's so easy to choose. Only 35 statues of the National Statuary Hall collection fit into this room. We can only place them along the walls, otherwise they will collapse the floor. The rest of the collection is elsewhere in the Capitol complex, and that includes the rotunda, the crypt, all the hallways, the visitor center. So if you look at this statue and you see name of state, the statue, this one says Nebraska. That means that the statue is part of the collection of the nation. Now guys, I want us to look a little bit back.
Sorry. Peru, Indiana.
Take the photo of the group, this is a perfect place to do that. New Wallace. Okay.
Well, you're not in.
I want to know that New Wallace is known not only in Indiana, but he is also popular in Maryland because the Civil War battles he participated in took place in the state of Maryland. So he's very popular locally too. What questions do you have? Okay, so let's take a walk around.
Hi.
allow me to lead the way.
So what are you doing? Let's get ready.
And we're all in eighth grade. We all were
So we will be going through this smokehouse. I want you guys to look to the left side and notice this archway. It leads to the office space of the speaker of the house. Whoever becomes the speaker of the house gets one of his offices. It's large, but it used to be like
To the right Philly's first flight. It's just to the left of Columbus. You can see the sunshine. Yeah, I wish I planned it out.
Sorry. Yes. Yes. It's more scary.
Going down is so much more fun than going up.
I think it's a lot more scary. Going down,
I don't
going
know.
down.
They're both
Because
fun.
if I fall, I'm just gonna keep
Actually,
going.
they're fun.
Alright, guys. Restrooms, gift shops, and I would like to thank you for more.
Here goes one. Here goes one. Up.